we have another remaster on our hands. What is up, people, and welcome. This time we are going to be talking about Medieval. Yes, Medieval. And I have to say, I am sorry that I have been gone for so long, but I did get in a car accident, so that kind of slowed me down a little bit. And after I started feeling a little bit better, I got sick and I had a sore throat, so I wasn't going to really be talking. I couldn't barely talk, so I wasn't going to be making any videos. But I did make a Tenchu video, or that teaser that From Software showed. I was going to talk about it, why I thought it was Tenchu, but I looked online and I seen a lot of people already had talked about it and covered it, and their YouTube channels were way bigger than mine, so I thought it would be pointless at that point. So I'm just deciding to talk about Medieval. And we've been getting a lot of remaster, and of course I've been covering a little bit about PlayStation All-Stars, but it's not necessarily a PlayStation All-Stars video. I will talk about it a little bit in this video, but not a whole lot. Now, first off, I have to say, with the trailer, it was pretty cool, and I did like the trailer. For some reason, I really liked it a lot, and I watched it a few times. And I did like how it was done, even though they didn't have much or they didn't show any gameplay. I still do like how it was made and how it was presented. I do think it was pretty cool. But one of the things I wanted to note, because I see a lot of people commenting, you're gonna have those, people hating because their game didn't get the remaster, or the game they really wanted didn't get the remaster. And one of the main games that people always say is Spyro. I like Spyro. I think it's a cool game. I do think it does deserve a good remaster because the Spyro, they haven't been treating Spyro right as a game, in the franchise. They don't really do anything with it. So yeah, I do think Spyro does need a good remaster. But people go on the Sir Daniel's video, and they want to complain about his remastered, and I'm thinking, you're at the wrong door. Activision owns Spyro, not Sony, and Sony could do but so much when it comes to trying to remaster the Spyro trilogy. I get that you want your favorite character to make a comeback. I would also love for characters to make a comeback. Like me, I would like to see other characters get their game remastered, but I am very happy that Medieval is getting it remastered, and I always thought that they should do something new with it. I always thought it would probably be a sequel, but I was very surprised to see that they actually remastering this from the ground up, like Crash Bandicoot, and in my opinion, that is very cool, and I'm hyped for it. I'm definitely going to get it day one. I didn't get Crash Bandicoot day one because I kind of missed it. I don't know, with me, when I miss a game sometime, it takes me a while to get it. I don't know why that happens with me, but if I don't get it day one, a lot of the times it takes me about a few months to get it. I don't know, it's just something weird. I don't know. That's why I try to get games in day one. If it kind of go over my head and I kind of lose track of the release date, I end up not getting it. So I didn't get Crash Bandicoot, but I will eventually get it. I may get it soon. But going into Medieval, I do think a lot of people probably don't know it because it's not as popular as Spyro or Crash Bandicoot. And that's probably why it gets a little bit of backlash. And it's not bad. It's not crazy backlash. It's nothing crazy. But you do see people talking about it. And, they say things like they could have remastered something better. And, I do understand that because it is understandable. But I'm not necessarily saying it's acceptable. Like, you should do stuff like that. But I'm saying I can understand you wanted a certain game to get remastered, whether if it was something like Spyro, Apes Escapes, or whatever. You say, man, I kind of wish they remastered Spyro, but to say like, oh, they should have never even remastered Medieval, that's kind of like crazy. I don't know. I'm like, why would you say that? I'm like, you can always give both. But people, they just have, people always have that hating mechanism. Like if I can't get my way, other people shouldn't be able to enjoy their stuff either. So you have those kind of people. Now I want to mention something a little bit about PlayStation All-Stars. And like I said, this is not necessarily a PlayStation All-Stars video, but it is relevant to the situation. And what I want to mention the point I want to bring is that it doesn't seem like they're remastering like games in such a random way, or just doing remasters, just throwing remasters out there. When you look at PlayStation All-Stars, it seems like they have a pattern of remastering the games of characters that were in PlayStation All-Stars or had something to do with PlayStation All-Stars. Even I know a lot of people would say, yeah, but Crash wasn't in PlayStation All-Stars, which is true. That is a true statement. But he was a very highly requested character for PlayStation All-Stars, and everyone knows that. Now, let's talk about the characters that were in PlayStation All-Stars that have games that gotten remastered. Now, let's start off with Parappa the Rapper. He has gotten a remaster this year, of course. Patapon has gotten a remaster this year. They weren't characters in PlayStation All-Stars, but they were a stage hazard. They were in PlayStation All-Stars. They have gotten a remaster. Loco Roco, they were in PlayStation All-Stars. They have gotten a remaster. Fat Princess has gotten a new game. Kratos, of course, he's getting a new game. Uncharted is still an ongoing series. Infamous has a new game. Jak and Daxter has gotten a remaster, but it's like a soft remaster, for the PS2 side of the PlayStation, but it's still something. Little Big Planet doesn't necessarily need anything because it did get a new game this generation. total, he probably not going to get any remastered games because he doesn't really have any games like that. He doesn't have any platformers or any games, that are like that. His games are like social type games, so he's probably not going to really get anything. People say Sly Cooper. I do think Sly Cooper will get something new, and I think it may be more of a continuation of the story because Sly Cooper's not dead. People kind of act like it is, but they did have a game last generation. It came out the end of last generation, not that far off. So it's not like it was like years past. So I think they may more so make a new game for Sly Cooper. They can possibly do an HD remaster because Kratos did have one and Nathan Drake. So I'm saying they can do it. And of course, we're not going to be talking about characters that aren't in the game at all. Also, if that rumor is true about Devil May Cry 5 being an exclusive for PlayStation 4, that definitely says something. Because if you look at the roster, Dante, he's in the roster of PlayStation All-Stars. So that definitely does give a possibility or a hint that PlayStation All-Stars 2 can be on its way. And I don't know, I'm not saying that, that's exactly what it is. But, just go back and look at the roster and see the games that have gotten remastered. Most of the games that have gotten remastered were from characters that were in PlayStation All-Stars. A lot of people may say, yeah, but that's just Sony characters. A lot of Sony characters didn't make it to the roster that weren't in PlayStation All-Stars that could have gotten remasters that were probably just as popular or more popular than these characters that are in PlayStation All-Stars. So I'll say, just look at the roster of PlayStation All-Stars so you kind of know what to possibly expect for a game that may get a remaster. So you won't be so disappointed or so shocked, like, whoa, where did this game come from? Or why did they make this game? Or why did they remake this game? Because PlayStation All-Stars, which isn't a dumb move. It seems like they're trying to make all the right moves for this game to happen perfectly if they are really working on a sequel, because they're trying to get people to know the characters that they put in the game. Because I know a lot of people are trying to say nobody cares about the characters, nobody knows them or whatever. So they seem like they're trying to push the characters out, giving them remakes, remasters, sequels, and get people used to seeing the characters and knowing these characters, which is pretty smart in my opinion, and I do not blame them at all for doing this. Well, that is it for my video. Comment down below, what would you guys like to see remastered next by Sony? Me, I would like to see Apes Escapes, Heavenly Sword, Spyro, or Alondra. Any of those games would be pretty cool in my opinion. And of course, Legend of Dragoon. I don't want to forget that. That would be pretty awesome. I also made a video talking about the top 10 PlayStation 3 games I did want to see remastered for PlayStation 4. So you can check out that video. It will be at the end of this video, and it will be at the game over screen. But with that being said, don't forget to power up by hitting the like button, subscribe to join the guild, and as always, my boys and girls, have a good one, and game over.